You're muted. You can
Madam
press
Clerk?
*6 anytime to unmute yourself.
Yeah. All right, Leslie's starting now.
Okay, thank you.
This is a public service announcement. The City Council will meet today with all
This
voting
conference
members
will now be recorded.
council remotely by telephonic conferencing system. Some city employees will also be available to participate in the same manner.
Thank you. First, we'll have the approval of minutes and report of correspondence by the city clerk. Public hearings, ordinances on second reading, we have none. Ordinances on first reading. 1, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Parking Zones for Handicapped Persons. 2, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 8 for solid waste disposal. Resolutions 1 through 41, pulling 18 through 24. 1, approve agenda amendments. 2, approve payrolls. 3, authorize refund for redeemed tax sale certificates. 4, approve relaxation of the city noise ordinance and road closure for French Street from Patterson to Joyce Kilmer. 5, approve request for use of city property at War Memorial Park. 6, approve request for use of city property at Monument Square Park. 7, approve request for use of city property and street closing at Monument Square Park. 8, authorize share services agreement with the Township of North Brunswick for animal control. 9, approve amendment of resolution R-022115 with SAL Electric. 10, approve award of contract with W2H Technology. 11, advice and consent to the appointment of Richard Mulrine as Director of Finance. 12, approve resolution authorizing a request to the New Jersey Department of Transportation for an extension of time. 13, approve relaxation of the city noise ordinance and road closure at French from Patterson to Joyce Kilmer. 14, approve amendment of resolution R-111826 with RICO USA. 15, authorized purchase by the fire department under HGAC co-op purchasing program. 16, authorized tax collector to transfer overpayments on several tax and utility accounts. 17, approve amendment of resolution R-82049 with EI Associate Architects and Engineers. 25, release of site performance bond and balance of any site inspection fees with New Century Development. 26, approve amendment of resolution R-042143 with Montana Construction. 27, approve request for use of city sidewalk at 33 Livingston Avenue. 28, approve request for use of city property at Boyd Park. 29, approve relaxation of city noise ordinance and lane closure at Sanford from Livingston to Lee. 30, approve amendment of resolution R-112046 with Brunswick Lodging. 31, approve amendment of resolution R-092147, a change of date at 71 Hamilton Street between George and College. 32, approve amendment of resolution R-072154 with Elsa Gonzalez. 33, approve amendment of resolution R-82111 at Sycard between Bartlett and Senior, and Morel between College and Sycard. 34, authorized purchase by the police department under New Jersey State approved co-op with Mall Chevrolet. 35, approved person-to-person and place-to-place transfer of liquor license 1214330750008. 36, approved ABC liquor license renewal with special ruling 1214330750008. 37, approved ABC liquor license renewal, license number 1214330750008. 38, approve award of contract with Edmunds GovTech Incorporated. 39, approve renewal of liquor license 1214330740004. Number 40, approve renewal of liquor license 1214330740004. 41, approve authorization to advertise for engineering investigation. Then we have items for discussion by council, OEM update, public comment. The next council meeting will be October 20th, beginning at 5:30 p.m. with the agenda review session. The meeting will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Anderson.
Here.
Councilmember Egan.
Here.
Councilmember Fleming.
Here.
Council Vice President Escobar.
Here.
Council President Socorro Ludwig.
Here. Please be advised that the notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act have been complied with and satisfied, and that the annual notice, which gave sufficient notice of the time and place and conduct of all public meetings of the Municipal Council of the City of New Brunswick, has been filed with the city clerk, has been placed on an appropriate bulletin board and posted in the back vestibule of City Hall, visible to the public through the windows in the lobby of City Hall, New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper for the City of New Brunswick, namely the Home News Tribune. Additionally, a 48-hour notice of time, place, and manner of conducting this meeting has been made by the city clerk on September 29, 2021, as is required by law.
The City Council intends to meet on a regular schedule and will meet the guidelines of the Open Public Meetings Act by utilizing a telephonic conferencing system through which the public may participate. The public is encouraged to call into the conference call-in system through the phone numbers and access codes transmitted in the 48-hour notice. During the portions of the meeting that are not open for public comment, all callers from the public will be muted. During the public comment period, those who have interest in addressing the council will first be organized by last name, then called upon to speak one time and for no longer than 5 minutes during each public comment portion of the meeting. A timer will chime at the completion of each 5-minute period, and the speaker will be notified that their time has expired. Public meeting assistance accessing the call-in number should call City Hall at 732-745-5007.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance if you're able.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And please join me in a moment of silence to reflect and honor our military personnel and law enforcement officers who dedicate their lives to protect our freedom, safety, and democracy. May God guide them safely in their duties. Thank you.
Motion to accept the minutes?
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Escobar.
Yes.
Council President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes. Madam Clerk, has any correspondence been directed to the appropriate departments?
Yes, Madam President, the correspondence received by the City Clerk's office has been forwarded to the appropriate departments for further action.
Thank you. We have no public hearings this evening. There are no ordinances for discussion on second reading. Ordinances on first reading. 1, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.20, Handicap Parking, Section 10.20.010, Schedule 3-9, Parking Zones for Handicapped Persons, add 10 Curtis Place and 172 Jones Avenue.
Move the ordinance setting down Wednesday, October 20, 2021 at 5:30, same day to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Escobar.
Yes.
Council President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes. Next, we have an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 8, Health and Safety, Chapter 8.40, Solid Waste Collection and Disposal, Section 8.40.060, Littering.
Move the ordinance setting down Wednesday, October 20th, 2021 at 5:30, same day to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Escobar.
Yes.
Council President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes. Next, we have resolutions 1 through 41, 18 through 24 were pulled. At this time, we're preparing to open the meeting to public comment on the resolutions only for up to 5 minutes per person, one time up. Madam Clerk, will you please prepare a list?
Yes, Madam President. If any members of the public wish to speak on the resolutions only, please state your name when the appropriate letter of the alphabet is called. Callers are on the line and in 0704 will need to dial *6 to unmute themselves. Letters A through Z, E through H, I through L,
Charlie Cradaville.
okay, Mr. Cradaville, M through P,
Danielle Moore.
okay, Ms. Moore, Q through T, and letters U through Z. Is there anyone A through Z who wishes to address the council? This will be the last call, A through Z, if you wish to speak on the resolution. Madam President, the first person on the list is Mr. Charlie Cradaville.
Thank you. Mr. Cradaville, can you please state your name, spell your last name, and your address for the record?
Yeah, Charles Cradaville, live here in the 2nd Ward of New Brunswick, spelled Kratovil.
Thank you. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Council President. I'd like to start with Resolution 10. This is a company that provides some, technology services to the police department. I believe they do the crime map that's available on the city website. Can Deputy Director Miller let us know, what the situation is with that crime map? It's my understanding that after many months and years of complaining, that the city is going to finally have some increased transparency about shootings and identify shootings on this map. Has that happened yet? When will that happen? And will the department pledge to put all of the shootings on the map and not just some?
This is software for that purpose, to update the crime mapping system to include shootings and differentiate between the aggravated assaults. There's no ETA for completion of when the program will be up and running, and that is all the information I have on that. And Deputy Director Miller, did you have anything else, or?
No, Mr. Council President, said it correctly.
Thank you.
Okay, so there's no time frame for when this might be actually available to the public.
Not at this time.
Okay, well, I understand technology is complicated, as evidenced by the phone system used for this meeting, but generally when I, deal with a vendor or a company, I usually, before I write the check to them, I want to know when I'm going to get what I'm paying for. So I'm a little concerned that there's no timetable for when the department will finally be transparent about shootings. And, pleased that you're moving in that direction, but we need to move fast. The gun violence here is out of control. And, of course, the folks who would, normally be speaking about it, the mayor, the police director, they're MIA, nowhere to be found. And so we're left with this website to look at a crime map. And shootings, if you look right now, you look at shootings, it'll look like there are 0 shootings because the category is there, but there's no entries there. You also mentioned differentiating between aggravated assaults and presumably the ones that are done with guns. What about simple assaults? This crime map used to list the simple assaults. I've asked multiple times via email. You've been copied on it, Madam Council President. Why did the police department stop putting that information on the crime map?
I'm not sure why they stopped putting that information out there. I'm sure if you email Deputy Director Miller, he'd be happy to give you that information.
Were you not on the multiple emails where I asked that question?
I was. I actually haven't been CC'd on anything recently.
Okay. Well, can you ask Deputy Director Miller if he received those emails? Because I've asked multiple times what happened to the simple assaults. Why aren't you posting those anymore?
Deputy Director Miller, were you in receipt of those emails?
Council President, I'm not sure of how this applies to the ordinance. I don't exactly know what email, Mr.
On the
Craddill would have
ordinance,
to be
please.
specific about email.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Craddill, you're going to have to continue that email conversation with Deputy Director Miller.
Okay, well, I'll be sure to copy you on it because I've been waiting months for an answer, and it's unacceptable that I come to a meeting, ask the question again, and get told to go back to doing it via email. The email's not working. I'm not getting answers via email, and you know, it's very frustrating because it's a simple thing that anybody who goes to the website can see for themselves. That you used to post simple assaults, you don't post them anymore. It's a fair question. Why aren't you doing it anymore? And I've asked multiple times. So, you know, you can say you're only supposed to comment on the ordinance. By the way, this is not an ordinance. This is a resolution. And I think it's very relevant. This is the contract for the vendor that provides this service. So it's frustrating that, you know, you and the Deputy Director are going to play games with, you know, just answering a fair, simple question that has been asked multiple times in writing and has not yet gotten an adequate response. Move on to the next one. Can somebody tell me the...
Your time has expired, Mr. Craddill.
Council President, the next person on the list is Ms. Danielle Moore.
Thank you. Good evening, Ms. Moore. Can you please state your name, spell your last name, and give us your address for the record?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Moore.
My name is Danielle Moore, M-O-O-R-E. I live on Somerset Street. I will agree with Mr. Charlie Craddill due to where, based on what's to be listed, what he was talking about with this resolution, then how, if you do call Captain J.T. Miller, what? You don't get a response. Where what? I've called him a while ago, and amazing how I got a phone call yesterday. Why? Why do you get responses? What? For things to work out? Because why? City Council tonight, and I agree with Mr. Craddill due to where, wow, he tells you to ask the questions, send the emails. What? Does he respond to you? Not at all. But I'll move on to a different resolution. As far as number 9, please. Is this $15,000 a grant?
No.
Well, this is not a grant, and like I said, wow, I say you can use $15,000 where you can increase the pay to the workers, to our city employees, instead of giving them, what, a 20-cent raise, and then what, making due to where with their insurance and their union fees go up, where what wasn't a raise. Come on, if you can afford to do this for the parks and whatever, I feel that you can afford to give the workers a raise. I mean, they're busting their behinds, working 7 days a week due to where what? There's a shortage on the Parks Department. Applications still haven't went out, where you went from almost 21 workers, almost
Ms.
down
Moore,
to
can
6
you
or 7 workers.
please keep your comments relevant to the ordinance, to the resolution.
This is the ordinance. Like I said, we're talking about the Parks Department. So, like I said, due to where you have a shortage on how you can't even keep the grass cut in all the parks due to where I'm not going at the workers, but you have a shortage. Why are you spending $15,000 to this where you can, spend $15,000 to up the pay and get more workers to help keep our areas clean due to where you have a shortage?
You asked a question, I'll answer it. We're spending money on this because the lighting at War Memorial Stadium and the practice field for the children needs to be done properly. It's not working properly, and those.
Yes, I understand. I understand, but like I said, if you have money, you can still look out for the workers as well. But I will move on to my next one. That's I would make a comment for as well with 28 with Boyd Park. Wow. You ought to be ashamed of yourself to really, like I said, rent Boyd Park out, please. When I hear you, please. And I meant due to I was just down there the day before yesterday. How wow, it stinks so bad down there. To show the lack of the maintenance and from the deck from the county. the voting dock, due to where it collected so much garbage, it smells worse than sewage down there. So please, for you to keep renting out, having a festival down there, due to where, please, you all take a walk down there and do, wow, would you want to be around it? It stinks so bad?
That'll be a successful festival, huh?
Just for clarification, we are not renting out the park. This is a community event provided by the city, so it's not being rented out.
Well, whether it's being rented out, please, for many of you, President Suzanne Sikora-Lugman, due to where you're the one that always changes things around. You go down there and you see how it smells. It's sewage, due to where I have the video of how all the garbage and all that's still down there, due to where it's not collected clean. Sure, the grass may be clean, but like I said, due to where it stinks down there. And I hope you go down there and check and see what I'm talking about, whether you're renting it out or anything, due to where, wow, nobody should be around that odor. It's worse than sewage down there. Then my last one, if you can just explain for number 8, that's with the animal control. What is this for? Is this to help save the animals?
Yes, this is it's a shared service agreement with North Brunswick where they pay for our services. It's good through 2022. And we provide them with pickup and delivery to the Humane Society. We provide them with return of animals to the owners, and we provide them with veterinary services that we have contracted out through Garden State in Woodbridge.
Okay, thank you. I will say animal control here in New Brunswick has been doing a good job working with me. Thank you. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Moore.
Council President, there are no more members of the public on a list.
Move the resolutions.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Escobar.
Excuse me.
Council.
What about me? You confirmed that you heard my name for the list.
Council President Sikora-Ludwig.
Yes. Now I have a couple comments that I'd like to make. First, a reminder from the resolutions that the food truck
Ms.
festival
Stork
in
signed
Bowie
up to
Park is
speak.
this
Why wasn't she
Sunday
allowed to
afternoon.
speak?
The city is
I
excited
didn't
to
get
bring
my
this
5
to our
minutes to
community. It will be an afternoon filled with activities for the family and a wide array of food on the banks of the Raritan River. Second, the city will host the second annual Halloween on Sunday, October 31st in the parking lot behind City Hall from 1 to 4. Masks and social distancing will be recommended. Then at the last meeting, I asked Mr. Allen to provide the council with the process to obtain information from the fire department. There are 2 distinct measures. Homeowners and insurance companies may contact Dominic Quagliata, and the second, general requests from the public may be made through the Oprah process. All other requests for information are disseminated at the discretion and courtesy of Director Rawls. At this point, city meetings will remain remote, as always encouraging participation through the various platforms and offering appointments with city staff. As a point of reference, last year at this time, there were 629 new cases with a 7-day average of 628. And the data from yesterday shows these numbers at more than double with 1,648 new cases and a 7-day average of 1,754. So we are looking to move forward, but we're doing so with the safety of everyone in mind. Then at the last meeting, Ms. Stork made comments and misrepresented facts when she stated that the city was seeking volunteers to do work of city employees because we were understaffed. For clarification, there are specific initiatives that seek community involvement in our parks. One was the Pollinator Gardens to the Environmental Commission, which had more than 50 commission and community volunteers. The next was a program offered through the Parks and Garden Commission where volunteers learn to identify weeds and prune growth to enhance and promote new plantings around Buglow Mansion. And the third is the Clean Communities program through the DPW that holds cleanups at one park per month. These programs are successful and well received with volunteers who gain a sense of pride for their community, by donating their time. We consider them positive outreach projects and part of a meaningful initiative that builds and fosters a connection between the city and our residents at a time when people need and want to be very involved, not as an obligation to fulfill city employee functions. And then finally, last week, we promoted 4 new officers in the NBFD. Congratulations to all. And I'm proud to say we now have the first female officer in the history of New Brunswick, Lieutenant Dana Christiana. This also comes at a time when the city council meetings are run by 3 women for the first time ever in the history of our city and possibly the only place in our state, with myself presiding over them as president, Rebecca Escobar, vice president of council, and Leslie Zeladon as city clerk. This is a break in the barrier for women that we should all be proud of, and an indication that New Brunswick, under Mayor Cahill, continues to move forward on the heels of inclusivity and diversification opportunity for strong women leaders. Madam Vice President Escobar, do you have any comments to make this evening?
Yes, I would like just to take a moment. From September 15th to October 15th is being celebrated the Hispanic Heritage Month. And a week and a half ago, I had the privilege to attend Senator Bob Menendez's annual festivity celebration. And I was happy to be the MC and represent New Brunswick during that activity. I was the MC of the event, which was very successful. As part of that, I would like also to honor the memory of someone who was my mentor and a friend, Guillermo Vega Maldonado. He's known as Guillo throughout the state and here in Brunswick. Guillo passed away this past weekend. Guillo was a graduate of Rutgers and Cornell University and served as the executive director of the Puerto Rican Action Board for 21 years. During that time, he was not only the voice of Latinos here in the city, but also throughout the state, as he founded the Hispanic Directors Association of New Jersey and many others Hispanic organizations throughout the state. So I just want to honor his memory for the work that he did and for advocating for the Latino and low-income community throughout the state. Some of his legacy that we could still see here in the city, there are many, but most importantly, we have 2 early childhood education centers that were constructed and envisioned by him. One is on Townsend Street, the Mario Gonzalez Daycare Center, and the other one's on Drift Street, the Puerto Rican Action Board Early Childhood Education Center. Thanks to him, many of us had the opportunity to move forward and continue to work in this community. And it was a privilege to have known him and have him as a friend and as a mentor. So may he rest in peace, and to his friends and family, my condolences. Thank you.
Councilman Anderson, do you have any comments to make this evening?
Yes, I'd also like to congratulate the New Brunswick Fire Department on all those promotions, especially the young lady. And after many rainouts, I'd like to congratulate the Aztecs, sponsored by Realwood Products, and winning the New Brunswick Co-Ed Softball League that is managed by Kevin Hogan Sr. Congratulations on their championship, first place, and winning the entire championship. Congratulations. Thank you.
Councilman Egan, do you have any comments?
Congratulations to the softball winners and to the New Brunswick Fire Department for the promotions. So.
Thank you. Councilman Fleming, do you have any comments you'd like to make this evening?
Just congratulations to, there was an event held at Boyd Park, not Boyd Park, Recreation Park over the weekend, and New Brunswick played against Baltimore over the weekend. It was attended by a nice amount of people, and it was a peaceful activity. That's it.
Thank you. Now I'll ask for the OEM COVID update from Director Rawls or Mr. Allen.
Good evening. Good evening. Okay. I'd like to begin with putting out a plea that everyone would please consider vaccination. Free vaccinations are available for anyone ages 12 and older In the next week, there are free vaccination clinics on Tuesday, October 12th, 2021, from 5 to 7 p.m., St. Peter's University Hospital on 254 Eastern Avenue, for residents 12 years of age and older. Also, their free COVID testing is available every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the New Brunswick Housing and Redevelopment Authority at 7 Van Dyke Avenue. Free COVID-19 testing to city residents, students, senior citizens, by business owners and their staff every Monday, 8:30 to 12 noon at Tavern on the George, 361 George Street. You can find information for or sign up for the community on the community calendar of the city website, cityofnewbrunswick.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Wall. To 5 minutes per person, one time up. Madam Clerk, please prepare a list.
Yes, Madam President. If any member of the public wishes to address the council, please state your name when the appropriate letter of the alphabet is called. Callers on the line ending in 0704 will need to dial *6 to unmute themselves. Letters A through D, E through H, I through L, M through P.
Danielle Moore.
Charlie Cradaville.
Okay, I have Mr. Cradaville and Ms. Moore.
Thank
Q
you.
through T.
You get Marge.
Now I have you, Ms. Kerber. U through Z. As a reminder, please dial *6 to unmute yourself.
I did dial *6. Can you not hear me?
I can hear you now, Ms. Stork.
Yeah, because I never got my 5 minutes for when it was time to talk about the resolutions. You confirmed when you called the list, but then I didn't get called to speak. And I kept hitting *6, but nobody could hear me, I guess.
Okay, Ms. Stork.
So I did not get 5 minutes to talk about the resolutions. I would like to have the 5 minutes for the resolutions and the 5 minutes, because I also had some general things. So I don't know if everything's going to fit in 5 minutes. But I feel like I could have gotten my 5 minutes for the resolutions before.
Confirm, Council President, the names you have for the public portion.
At this moment, I have Ms. Marge Kerber, Mr. Charlie Cradaville, Ms. Danielle Moore, and Ms. Linda Stork.
And just because Ms. Stork did seem to have issues during the resolutions that she reported, can you just do one more call for anyone else who would like to speak?
This will be the last call, A through Z, if you wish to address the council during this public comment portion of the meeting. A through Z, anyone else who was not called.
But wait, was it my issue? Didn't you say that you heard me when you put me on the list?
No, Ms. Stork, I did not. For the resolutions, I did not call your name.
No, I know you didn't call my name, but when you said...
Yeah, I didn't hear you, Stork. We did not hear you.
So I never
Madam
got
Clerk,
on the
may we
list.
have the first speaker?
Madam President, the first person on the list is Ms. Marge Kerber.
Thank you. Ms. Kerber, can you please state your name, spell your last name, and give us your address for the record?
Marge Kerber, can you hear me?
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
you hear me? Okay. Marge Kerber.
Yes.
The *6 is terrible. Marge Kerber, 2 Comstock Street, New Brunswick. Okay,
Yes,
the
ma'am, go
first
ahead.
thing I would like to mention is, one of the inspectors, John Randazzo, he's a plumbing subcode official. I would like to thank him for helping me out with a sewage problem, okay? There was a house at 111 Nickel Avenue, and their vent for their sewage comes out the side of the house, okay? And on September 20th, I reported that there was sewage coming out of the side of the house. It was on their property, and it was running down the sidewalk, okay? John came out and took a look at it on the 21st, and it was resolved. But it was 48 hours where sewage was coming out of this residence, okay? And he told me that, this stuff happens, and I didn't want to say shit, but that's what it was, okay? This stuff happens, okay? And I find it completely reprehensible that the city would allow people to vent their sewage out the side of their house. He told me it was because it was an old house, okay, and a number of people in New Brunswick have this. I can't understand how it's legal. I am trying to get a hold of the DEP in New Jersey because I don't understand how you can allow sewage to flow down the sidewalk on Hale Street for 48 hours. And that's my comment for tonight, because I get so upset about this. I mean, I can't believe that the city would allow this to happen. So, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm trying to contact the DEP about this, because I want to make sure it's legal, because to me it doesn't sound like it should be legal that we would allow sewage to run out of somebody's house. Thank you.
Ms. Kerber, this is Assistant City Attorney Katniss. Just wanted to let you know that that is not legal, the situation that you encountered, and it's a function of the plumbing system of the house. But there are laws against that type of thing, and I'm sure it's just a package that happened in that particular house, but it is against the law to allow that to happen.
Who's next on the list, Madam Clerk?
Madam President, the next person on the list is Mr. Charlie Cradaville.
Excuse me.
Thanks.
You answer my question?
Yes, it was answered.
No, it wasn't. They said it was not legal. I want to know why it's not fixed.
It was. I thought you said it was fixed, and it must have been an emergency situation where something happened, not a product.
No. This is the vent, okay? And John told me that it's legal and that it can keep. It has happened at least 3 times that I know of, that I've seen, okay? And I also don't understand why you don't make those people leave the house till it's fixed. So every time they flush the toilet, it's going down the sidewalk. We've got kids walking on that sidewalk. To me, this is so irresponsible. But anyway, I'm done. Thank you. I know I'm not going to get anywhere.
Well, thank you.
Council President, may I ask?
Ms. Kerber,
Ms.
Kerber, I'm going to call Ms. Kerber, I'm going to call inspections tomorrow, and I'm going to see exactly what happened with the situation, and then I'm going to call the administration and make sure that the city is doing the proper thing to correct it. Thank you. Mr. Julis, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I'm just curious if the condition is still existing or if it's been corrected.
I thought she had said it was corrected when he came out, and that's what she was thanking him for. But now, her second comment, she stated that it's running down the street every time they flush the toilet. So I'm not sure which Ms. Kerber is it. Did the inspector from plumbing help you, or is it still an ongoing situation?
Well, it's not. The vent is still going to come out of the side of the house when it gets blocked up. That's not fixed. Okay, it's fixed for now. Okay, because they undid the clog. You know how if your vent clogs or your sewer vent clogs, it's supposed to, it usually comes up through your basement. Okay, in this case, it comes out the wall of the foundation. Okay, so it's been fixed for now, but the next time it clogs up, guess what? It's going to be running outside the side of the house. And as I say, this has been happening at this house for years, and nothing's ever done. And I want to know if you're going to fix it, and if you'll let me know when it's fixed.
Well, like I said, I will speak with the inspectors and then speak with the administration and make sure that there is nothing illegal at the house. And it doesn't sound like it's an
someone just said
ongoing,
it's illegal to
everyday
do
problem.
that.
It sounds like well, it is illegal if it's vented outside. We need to get all of the particulars. You gave us a very array of facts here. And so I think we need to get all of the particulars in a more, well, at one point you said it was going on to the sidewalk. Still, at one point you said it was fixed.
No. I said when
if it's, so I'm just going to say, if emergencies happen, situations happen with plumbing, and if that was the case here, then those things happen and they're out of anyone's control. But if it's something that's an ongoing issue and it's illegal, whatever is going on there, the city is going to look into it. I will call the inspectors and then I'll
Welcome to WebEx. Enter your access code or meeting number followed by pound. Enter your attendee ID number followed by pound.
What, covering what mayor is saying he's doing? We don't need that. Let's look out for some new runners. I'm in for it. And I will start saying to you, Mr. Suzanne Secor Ludwig, the day that you argued about me and cut me off, disrespected me when I was talking about chalk paint, if I get a chance, I'm going to put that video and the video I have. You should know that I know the difference between chalk paint, spray paint, permanent paint, outdoor paint. I'm an artist as well. And same thing for you, Miss Council Vice President Escobar, with saying that, ooh, wow, nothing was put down permanent paint. That mural is permanent. It's been 10 inches of rain over here by Walgreens. That's permanent. Then, wow, like I said, the Lord works with me. September 28th, September 29th, wow, how much did Mayor Cahill pay the parking authority to try to power wash the Rainbow Pride off of George Street? So all that attitude you gave to me for no reason and not knowing what you're talking about. But like I said, Suzanne Secor Ludwig, it will come back and bite you for your disrespecting me over something that you did not know. And like I said, I have the video of them trying to power wash it. Chalk paint erases immediately once it touches water. But like I said, you continue to disrespect me, so be it. But I will move on. I would like to thank Mr. Tom Valently. I have to talk pretty fast. I have a good list to thank tonight. Mr. Tom Valently for Jersey Avenue and Hanby Street, where he turned into the Middlesex County engineer, stating that no more left turn due to where it was a serious situation. We were talking about the park one day, and he took the time to speak to me about that situation. I thank him for turning it over, even though it's a county road. Thank you for your good heart. We're looking out for you. Save someone, believe me. I would also like to thank Mr. Dominic from the fire department, and thank you, Mr. Charlie Cradaville, as well, because Miss Marlene Brunson was my cousin. I thank him for taking the time to keep checking on everything, with investigation and all. I'm very disappointed with the police department due to where he gave an order due to where this was a suspicious death, that it gave the order to the detectives to put an autopsy through. But did the police department do their job? No, they did not, due to where that was a very suspicious death. The how she died, unknown and still unknown, because, wow, the police department did not do their job. I would like to say thank you to Captain Bobadilla and Sergeant Abode and for taking me seriously with Livingston Avenue and Delavan Street, where they took the time to go over my pictures and the videos to understand how it's going to be much more needed safety over there, where the Board of Education, Dr. Caldwell, Dr. Johnson wouldn't even take the time to take the pictures or even take me seriously. I do thank them due to where Officer, I believe if I pronounce it correctly, Plymouth, due to where he was out there today, and like we saw a better example. And please, I hope this wasn't just because it's with City Council tonight, so I hope to see an officer out there by Livingston and Delavan every day, because like I said, I cannot stop thinking about it due to where that is so dangerous over there. I would like to thank the officers for on October 1st and October 3rd for your help with at 231 Joyce Comer, due to where how the Lord led me. I was walking to the football game, not knowing I would find my brother collapsed outside of his house. I thank the officers for helping him put him on the stretcher and all. Then also, I will also say thank you to the officers today with responding due to where the moment I left Officer Plymouth off of Livingston Avenue, how the Lord led me to call in for another victim that was over by Walgreens. I thank the officers for their help as well. But one thing, and I will say thank you to the officers for September 3rd, another call. One thing I would like to say, I'm glad the officers are really seeing the truth instead of coming out from Captain Miller not really saying anything due to where, yes, why I do make so many calls. Because like I said, if the Lord leads me in a direction to help someone, I'm going to help them. Then they can't say, wow, I'm just appearing. Wow, you can see me on my routine walk, doing my little steady walk. By the time I get to a certain place, if it's meant for me to be, it's meant for me to be. But like I said, I think I have thank you, but one thing I will say to you, Mr. Anderson, wow, due to it one time you said you believe it.
Your time has expired, Ms. Moore.
Who's next?
Council
You're
President, the
muted.
next
You can
person on the
press
list is
star
Ms.
6
Linda
anytime
Stewart.
to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Ms. Stewart. Can you please state your name, spell your last name, and your address for the record?
Linda Stork, STORK, 12 Park Boulevard. So first of all, I need to know if I have 5 minutes to talk about the resolutions first,
No.
or is it just going to be 1 5
You can
minutes?
make your
because
public
I need
comment
to-
now.
So there's only going to be 1 5
Yes,
minutes?
make your comments now.
Okay, so I'm going to start and go backwards to see if I get to the resolutions. That's a shame, because I was doing my best to make you hear me, and I thought you did. Okay, so first of all, I need to address that, because I feel like I was slandered and accused of misrepresenting the event or the things that were happening at Buccolo Park. But if you would, you can, I'm sure, check back on the audio tape. I didn't state that volunteers were being recruited to do the work of city employees. I was asking questions. I said I noticed that people were being asked to do these different things, and that I thought it was wonderful for additional things like the butterfly garden and, you know, the other things that were described, but that in fact some of the regular work, like half of the garden, was not, wasn't being prepared, and that I hope that they weren't like looking for people to fill in for what used to be done by city workers. I never misrepresented and said any of those things, so please let the record reflect that I have in fact been misrepresented. That's ridiculous. What my questions were about, my general questions were about the tents on George Street. So George Street is still available for the restaurants to have their outdoor dining, but no more tents. Could I know why? They were told that the city said they had to take them down, but it's getting cold, and it's going to be uncomfortable to eat outside without the tent pretty soon. Not to mention the fact if it rains.
Right, well, you have the option of eating indoors. The restaurants are open, and there will be heaters outside. If you're not comfortable, you have the option of eating indoors.
Well, I know I have the option of eating indoors, but the whole point, like on Thursday nights, they have the jazz, they have it outdoors. That's the whole point of having the tents. Could I just know why they can't have the tents anymore? Because they still
the
have
tents
the
were
street.
impeding,
So,
but if you let me answer your question, the tents were impeding some view for businesses, and it wasn't fair to them. And this is a move that we needed to make to get the streets in a better format, so it was fair for everybody. And that's the way it was addressed. And like I said, the restaurants are open now. When this all went into effect, restaurants were not opened at all. So it's a different dynamic now. It's not their only source, and it's not the only place that people can be comfortable, but they are doing stuff with heating outside. I mean, they've submitted plans for heaters to make everybody as comfortable as possible.
okay, I didn't understand why they could still have the streets but not have the tents. I think the tents had been accommodated to account for, you said it was obstructing other businesses. They had moved the tents, but so that was it. I don't know. I heard something about the lights. It was in the way of the lights. Okay. So other business owners, did you get complaints from other business owners that it wasn't fair to have the tents there?
I did not get any specifically, no.
So is that really the reason? The other businesses? If they weren't complaining? Oh, well.
I didn't say they weren't complaining. I said I did not receive any of those complaints personally. You asked me if I received any complaints. I said, no, I did not.
I meant you, the city. I didn't mean you personally. All right. Also, So I am also very concerned about the gun violence increasing exponentially, and I do understand that this is a national problem, but that doesn't mean we don't need to address it. So, like, the first step in addressing a problem, we have to acknowledge the problem. Yeah. And I'm wondering, this goes back to, you know, to the ordinance, the resolution, rather.
Thank you, Ms. Stork. Your time has expired. Thank you for your comments. Do we have any other members of the public to speak, Madam Clerk?
We have no more members of the public on the list.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Council President, before we adjourn, can I just hear something real quick? In terms of the comment that Ms. Moore made about the paint, it was my understanding, and especially me, let me talk about me, understanding that it was not permanent paint. I did find out that the paint that it was used for that mural is a traffic grade paint that it will last probably for several years, but it will fade as traffic continues to pass by there. So maybe that was the confusion between permanent and not permanent. So I just wanted to make sure that that was clear. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you, Vice President Escobar. I was going to make a comment to that effect, too, that the paint is not permanent. It's not a permanent paint. And so we did not we were not incorrect when we stated that at the last meeting. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Escobar.
Yes.
Council President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes. Thank you.
See you at the state.
The,
Thanks for using WebEx. Visit our website